Okay. Yannick. Actually, in fact, there's no reason to, there is no reason to go above 5 for this, is there? Because I'm going to locate the relay no matter what. Neutral outcome at minimum. So, yeah, we'll do this. Aha! Neutral outcome! Oh, the neutral outcome had question marks, though. As you finally pry the countermeasure from the drawer, Yannick enters the room. I wouldn't touch that. He ambles in, as if he just found the open door by chance. Bad things. Stay silent. Caught stealing, Yannick pauses. Nothing else for it. Yannick sits at the desk. Easy there. He suddenly jerks his head up and nods rapidly. That's right. What's wrong with you? He looks down at you, those sunglasses shimmering like wind across water. Nothing wrong here. Yannick grins a wide and empty grin. Who are you on an errand for? He produces a squat black object from his pocket and thumbs a button on the side. The end of it sparks up. Yes, he pauses. That's not a problem. Myself. Yannick jerks his head to one side. Try again. He leans towards you now, black box sparking, reflected in those shimmering glasses, a grin on his face. He barely reacts to the object that slams into the side of his head. You don't see what it is, some metal box or ornament perhaps, but you see the blood welling up from the cut it made when it glanced past. Yannick is still, then he twists around. And he really twists. His whole body spins around a single point, his muscles shifting in some strange sequence, his head staying dead level in space while his body moves around it. The result is sickening. Step back, sleeper. Rabia is standing in the doorway, clearly the source of the thrown object. She readies her baton. Rabbi, says Yannick with an odd croak to his voice. Then he leaps at her. Yannick moves unlike anyone you've ever seen. Disconnected, unpredictable, thin, taut muscles and angular bones. His ornate clothes whirl around him, shadowing his attacking strikes. Rabia staggers back, swinging and hitting air, hitting cloth but not making contact. Yannick's inhuman movements throw her off, putting her on the back foot. She shouts at you, the relay! You grab for the drawer, ripping it open, expecting to see a chunk of tech inside, but all you see is a handful of wires and an empty implant cradle. It isn't here. Rabia is desperately wrestling with Yannick, but she manages to throw him to the floor where he lies still. Nothing? She shouts back. No relay? There was an implant. Rabia goes to respond, but a cracking noise makes you both look at the toppled Yannick. You both watch in horror as he stands, one leg at a strange angle. The blood runs down his face, but he doesn't react. A crack has appeared in his glasses. It suddenly hits you. The cradle, the relay. You stare at the implant on the side of Yannick's head, the shimmering glasses. He is the relay. Get his implant? It's him. He's the relay. As you shout, Yannick pushes forward once again, limping, broken, but dangerous. Rabia hears you and swings her baton up away from his shifting body, towards the pale box on the side of his head. There is a crackle, the smell of something burning, and Yannick drops to the floor like a puppet with cut strings. Rabia doubles over, catching her breath. What the hell? What was with him? Rabia speaks between heavy breaths. I don't know. There's no way that was the old Yannick. She stretches, wincing at her injuries. Was he a sleeper? Were they controlling him? Were they controlling him? She gives you a grave look. It's possible. Rabia sheaves her baton. But not now. We have to go, before the rest of Yatagan finds out Yannick has been murdered. She shakes her head. Did we just start a war? She grabs you by the arm. We need to go, now. And you both turn away into the corridors. Rapid footsteps start echoing through the low end, brought by the commotion. You and Rabia exchange looks. It is done, but at what cost? So, I wonder whether there is actually a way to... whether that would be different if you had a positive outcome rather than the neutral one. I don't know. And hello Reaper! Thanks for joining the stream. How are you doing today? We are here once again with Citizen Sleeper. We've got a few things that we can do. I am going to... I can't buy scrap, can I? I have a lot of money, but I can't buy scrap. And that's part of the problem with things like the derelict house. Yeah, I can sell the scrap, and I can get cryo, but I can't get scrap easily. I mean, the scrap comes from these guys, but they've just finished their rotations, so It's going to take a while. Finally, it's the weekend. Yes, finally indeed. Yeah, it's felt like a long week. I don't know if it's like warm in where you are, but yeah, it's been alright in the UK, to be fair. It's not been like overly hot or anything like that. That was a bit awkward, but yeah. Okay, let's do this. Let's spend our 6 dice on this. Start the action. Map out the greenways. Aha! A new drive. Enter the greenway. Oh, for the seed. I see, I see. Grow mushrooms. Clear the aviary, which is this one. Ah, it takes endure. No! Once a corporate garden for impressing guests with gene-tweaked birds, now this chamber is a mess of overgrowth. You can change that. Sunlit refuge. Cut away the choking vines, stop the rot, and this place could be turned back into a garden of sorts. Oh, that's not great. Because it's all endure actions, and I've got a penalty to that. So maybe it is possible to max out your character. I don't know. Right, let's see. What mushrooms does this take again? Girole caps. Not Matsutake. Okay. Be aware it's intended for late game play. How late is late, though? You know? Okay. That takes scrap. Right. Gather scrap at the unit. See, the difficulty with the marker is that it's telling me where I use the scrap. It's not telling me how to get the scrap, which is what I need. Alright. Crack Conway. Feng takes time. Feng takes time. That's going to be... Actually, let's put this on. I'm curious to see if the Greenway has actually unlocked that now. It's quite hot here for the region. Yeah, I can imagine. Like, we are past the longest days now, but we're just getting closer into summer. So yeah, it's gonna stay warm. Alright, I have to do this. So I have to get Girole caps to be able to fulfill that. And Girole caps are okay, but I'm gonna have to re-roll my dice, I think. Anyway, so that's that. Exposing Yannick, which we've done, but that takes time. Yep, 4 cycles. Looks like it. The low end is wild with stories about Yannick's death. You are still waiting for Rabia to get in touch, but you trust that she will. Alright, well, before I forget, let's buy... do I want to buy a stabilizer? Yeah, I've got the money for it. It's better to spend the money on the stabilizer now than to have to wait. Oh, I can't. The Yatagan dispensary is unavailable now. Damn. Okay, well, in that case then, what I want to do is I want to get Yatagan data and swap it to Tabula. 1 or a 3, that's not great. What's this one? 1 or a 3, yep, not great, not great. That's a Havenage, but Havenage doesn't give me a stabilizer, so... yeah, that's not good actually. Alright, I'm gonna have to re-roll then. So, re-roll? 5 and a 4. Okay. Caster's table. Yeah, I've only got 2. 5 and a 4. 5 and a 4. Oh, you know what? I've just said I can spend my money, so just spend my money at Paz. That makes sense. But it doesn't do anything for me. I don't need a ship mine core. Right, okay. Midline freight hub? Okay. I'll do this once to get random items. And then we'll leave it. What did I get? I got 2 Girol caps. Is that it? I don't think that was a worthy trade. Honestly. Minji Express, that's just for energy. Derelict unit is scrap. Tamba Tea House. That's just getting money for that. It's not building towards anything. Emphasis stall takes time. Fabricator just gives me money for. Oh, gives me a shit mind for the fragments. I don't want to do anything with Ethan. I feel like I'm being forced into being a mushroom farmer. Because nothing else is possible. Oh, Overlook. Overlook, let's have a look. Ah, yes, that could work. Okay. Good service. Let's do that. Positive outcome? Good. Alright. Alright. Let's hope we get some good rolls to get a stabilizer. It was 1 or 3s I need for Yataghan data. Those are very good rolls, but not what I wanted for the Yataghan data. Oh! Moritz. Hey, a quiet voice greets you as you leave. Sleeper, it's me. Do I know you? Moritz, he pauses. I work for Bliss. He rubs the back of his head. You're not an easy person to find. I move around. I don't really have an address. Moritz holds his hands up. Hey, no judgment, it's cool. You both stand there for a moment, each waiting for the other to speak. So, what's up? Yeah, well, Bliss needs you. A job just came in, a real big one. She's asking for you to come up and help her out. He nods sagely. I'll be right there. Nice, yeah. Moritz stands there for a little while, unsure if the message is delivered. I've got it. Cool. He looks around. Bliss just likes me to do a thorough job, you know? He rubs his hands together before burying them in his jacket pockets. See you, Sleeper. Moritz ambles off down the corridor, kicking at a filter cap on his way out. Time to head Bliss's bay then. Alright, I'm not sure he needed to be very awkward about that, but whatever. Alright, so yeah, docks, blah 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 blah. We might be able to get the good service stuff up. If we're not got anything else to work towards. Let's go see Bliss. Ember's Wake. Ooh. Okay, so. Critical action. Full system flush. Bliss has an idea. A full system flush with tracer fluid to reveal the leaks, which means an emergency venting of all tanks. Brilliant. Dangerous. And then tank recladding. Typically the way to fix this kind of leak is to painstakingly inspect and reseal the entire ship's cladding, but it's their time. Ember's Wake contract. 3 cycles. Somehow Bliss swung a tanker contract, but the catch is that the work needs to be turned around fast. Too fast. Sealing the leaks. The tanker's crew have detected a set of leaks and they need to isolate and seal them as soon as possible. That's where you come in. Well, might as well use my 5 dice on this. That. Plus. Very good. And then on this one, it looked like... yeah, use my 6 dice to get that up to full, hopefully. We'll see. And we're back. Just sorting some things out. I also took the time to get the charger for the controller, because I remembered that it had the low battery warning. Okay, so I have to hope that using my 6 dice on this endure action fills it up in 2, because otherwise it's a bit of a waste. But at the same time, I'm not sure what else I'm going to be using it on anyway, so let's try. 50% positive, 50% neutral. Okay, positive, good. And then same again. Hey, there we go. As you both wait in the airlock for the cycle back to the bay, Bliss thumps you on the arm. Nicely done, Sleeper. We cleared that contract no problem. She stretches. Once we're back in the bay, we can check if the payment has come through and divide it up. She stretches. Feels good. The airlock clunks and the lights flicker, and for a moment later you are back in the bay where Moritz is at the racks, trying to figure out where the mess of tools Bliss left in the wake should be hung. Hey Moritz! Leave him be. Hey Moritz! Moritz looks over his shoulder. Sleeper. He spins a wrench in his hand. Look like clean work out there. He nods respectfully. You look over at Bliss, who is already gliding over to her management console. She twirls a little as she crosses the cavernous bay. No one you've ever met moves as well in zero-G as she does. It's like she was born in here. Shit. Bliss slams a fist onto the console. Shit, shit, shit. What's up? Look at Moritz. What's up? I can't even... Bliss closes her eyes. Come here. Bliss calls you over. Look at this. Just look. She spins the terminal screen. You see the details for the bay's account. You see an entry for the Ember's Wake. A repair fee paid in full the moment you finished up the job, but then directly after, the whole amount was transferred back out into an unknown account. What the hell? How can this happen? I can tell you how. My ex is a sneaky little conniving shit. She punches the terminal. He must have coded a back door into the machine before he left. She rubs her forehead. There's no way we can... She pauses, thinking. Moritz, throw me that wrench. You gonna fix it? Moritz spins the wrench across the bay. Bliss smiles. Something like that. Bliss brings the wrench down on the terminal, hard. You flinch backwards as a hail of computer parts spill up into the bay in a glittering arc. Fragments of screen, memory, sections of the casing. When Bliss is done, she clips the wrench to her tool belt. Try backdooring your way into that, you shit. Moritz drifts out from his hiding place amongst the racks. Bliss, he says tentatively. You want me to... He looks at the arc of fragments drifting around the bay nervously. Bliss shakes her head. No, she sighs. I've got it. You go get me a new terminal, cheapest you can find. Cobble one together from the pieces at the Auto Exchange if you have to. Bliss, can I help? Bit overeager, Bliss. She looks over at you. I'm good now. Bliss glides over to a panel by the wall. Don't worry, one of the first things I had installed when we spec'd out this place was a cleaning sweep. She flicks over a plastic cover on a huge red button. Watch yourself. She hammers the button and a row of laser emitters unfold from the bay wall. They start crawling their way across the work area, frying the debris as they do in pulses of burning light. Bliss smiles. It's that, or just space the whole bay every few cycles. What now? You okay? You okay? Not really. She stares at the sweep panel. Just don't seem to be able to extricate myself from the ship, no matter how hard I try. The cleaning sweep buzzes and crackles as it works its way across the bay. That account wasn't everything, I'm not stupid. Once Moritz gets back, I'll secure it and flush everything else. She flicks a nearby piece of debris into the path of the sweep. Clean break. Then we take another contract, that's it. She shuts off the sweep as it reaches the near end of the bay. I'm in. You don't want the cryo back? Oh, I want it, but it's gone. He could have transferred it anywhere. She looks out across the hub. And even if I knew where he was, the last thing I wanted is to ever see him again. She rubs her forehead. I'm sorry, Sleeper. I know you work for this too, but next time won't be the same. That's okay. Better not be. Honestly, you knew that you had issues with your ex when it came to building contracts. Better not be is right. She looks away. See you in a few cycles. Moritz will let you know. She kicks off into the bay to finish cleaning up. She just showed herself to be very unreliable. I don't know if I'm on board with this. All you can do is wait for Bliss to do another contract. Alright, well. I'm a little screwed in terms of either energy or stabilizer. Because I can't buy stabilizer. And I can't get the data from Yatagan agents if I don't have 1s or 3s. So here's my plan. I'm going to re-roll, even though a 4 and a 6 is a very good roll, I'm going to re-roll to hopefully get lower for a 1 or a 3, and then another 1 or a 3. If I don't get the 1 or a 3, then I can still spend the dice on getting energy at the greenway. But hopefully this works out and I get 2 1s or 2 3s or a 1 and 3. We'll see. 2 3s! Okay, I will take that. So now we get this. We got some cryo again. Cryo is kind of not really useful. which is a bit odd. Alright, and then same thing here. So then this time we have 6 Yataghan data units. And then we need to go to Caster's table, swap out the Yataghan data. You get a vial of stabilizer. And now we can use the stabilizer. I'm going to lose 2 energy, but that just means that I'll have no energy later. For tomorrow, the next cycle, this should be fine. I will still have my 5 dice to work with. So, end cycle. Yeah, it says I'm starving, but that's fine. We got 2s, 3s, 5, and 6s. Emphys is done. Okay, let's go and talk to them. Emphys is preparing the Giroux caps. He has had to heavily adapt this recipe, he says, but the smell is already incredible. It emanates from a strange purplish white bulb we have never seen before, and he is slicing it finely. He brushes and slices the mushrooms and then places them in the wok with a sliced bulb and the oil. They caramelize there in that well-worn crucible. He adds liquids, transparent and opaque, and then turns down the heat. A sprinkle of leaves is his final touch. We have a moment, Sleeper, he smiles. Do you have a story? Something in the sense of the food gives you a feeling of nostalgia, something distant and melancholic. It seems like the story should match that feeling somehow, and maybe you feel better for telling it. Recall your oldest memories. You start by explaining that when you are emulated from a person, many of your memories are left behind. Perhaps it's an intentional part of the process, a way of keeping sleepers ignorant and malleable. Perhaps it's a side effect of the imperfect emulation. You admit that you don't really know. What you do know is that some memories survive, and on that occasion they come back to you like shadows passing overhead. You detail one recurring memory which, despite returning to you with enough regularity for you to think it familiar, always fades as quickly as it arrives. You struggle to explain the feeling of being whole for a moment that comes with this memory, and then how that wholeness slips away to leave you feeling that you've forgotten something important, but just can't bring it to mind. Emphys nods throughout, cooking as he does with deft and skillful movements. You start to trail off when you realise you can't find the words to explain how the memories you do have feel like both yours and someone else's at the same time, and how that always fills you with a certain sadness. The sadness of remaining forever unknown, even to yourself. Emphys finishes cooking and meets your eye. I'm sorry, Sleeper, for your troubles. He puts the wok to one side. I appreciate you sharing with me. He smiles. I hope it lightens you a little. He passes you a bowl and heaps the Giroux into it, their yellow colour mixing with the pale sauce in whirls and blooms. Eat. The dish is delicious, filling. It warms you as you eat in a way you weren't even sure your body could be warmed. It is a small mercy, you think, that S&Up left you this pleasure. Many of the features of frames are there to simulate human experience, you know that much. Emulated minds cannot be rewired, so their need for embodied experience must be met. That is why you breathe, even when you do not need air. Without that simulation, the sensation of drowning would be unbearable. Food serves another purpose. Your frame is able to metabolize it to produce energy from the raw material. Vitamins and minerals are excess, of course. Your frame only needs raw power, so much is wasted. And yet, while you eat this food and feel that warmth, nothing feels wasted. It all means something to you. As you finish, Emphys takes the bowl, the last of his cleaning. He smiles at you and neither of you feel the need to say anything more. Instead, you simply exchange nods and walk your separate ways back into the bright market, somehow changed. Hey, energy filled out to full, maxed out. That's what I was hoping for. Okay, so Matsutake broth. Old recipe for Matsutake broth. All it needs are 2 handfuls of Matsutake caps, freshly sourced. We didn't get the upgrade. You have to spend more time doing this? Come on, Emphys. Jeez. Okay. Right. Lemon Mina. Sure, let's go and talk to Lemon Mina. There's no answer when you buzz Lem's unit, but the door is open. You push the door and find Mina, sitting in the middle of the floor, playing with Bun Bun. Hi Mina, where's Lem? Mina doesn't respond. She walks Bun Bun across the floor, narrating quietly to herself. You look around the unit. It is a mess. Dishes and glasses on the side, some of Mina's clothes piled up in a corner. Mina is sitting by her bag, which is spilled out across the floor, her drawing slate cracked and dark. Ooh, this is a good choice. Do you take the burden away from Lem and tidy up, or do you try and reassure Mina because she's I don't know. What would be better? I feel like not ignoring Mina is the right thing to do, so play with Mina. You sit down beside Mina and she turns away, taking Bun Bun with her. But after a little while she turns back and you play together. She insists you both Bun Bun on a trip away, dragging the stuffed rabbit across counters and surfaces. I feel that's missing a word. You've just started to look at fixing Mina's cracked slate when Lem enters. Sleeper, what are you... He pauses and looks from you to Mina and back again. Never mind. He drops a bag by the door and slumps onto the couch. Where were you? Everything okay? Lem lets out a weak laugh. You forgot the past few cycles now too. Wish I was so lucky. He looks away at the open door. Look, now's not a good time. I want to help? What happened? I want to help. Help? Unless you have a side reel ticket or two on you, I don't think there's much you can do here. He pinches the bridge of his nose. You understand they never even put us on the list, right? I've been all around the rim looking for work and I've run into more than a few from the cruise. It turns out only long-time Habitage members were issued those sealess ID numbers. They never planned to consider us. Habitage say they didn't know that was what they were going to use to make the draw, and who knows, maybe sealers pulled the wool over their eyes. But what does it matter? All those hours in the yard for a hand-to-mouth wage and nothing else. He slams his hand down on the sofa. That can't be it? You giving up? No, that can't be it. Well, it is. He looks at the open door again. They are moving the side reel up the hub now, you know, he says without meeting your eye. That's where it'll depart from. They are bringing in a ship with all their cryosleep pioneers and transferring them up there in microgravity before loading the crew. We could sneak aboard, we could steal a ticket. Sneak aboard! You think they're just going to let people on board? The security they'll have has to be impossible. He looks over at Mina. Look, we'll be fine. We always have been. I just need a little time. He sighs. We had our hearts set on that trip is all. Mina comes over and climbs into his lap. He smiles. What if I got you on board? I'm not giving up. What if I got you on board? I missed you these past few cycles. I miss that optimism. Lem strokes Mina's hair. Look, you want to go up to the hub and ask around? Be my guest. I can't go up there with Mina down here, and I'm sure the side reel will bring a crowd. But be careful. This kind of thing always attracts scammers and thieves. You find any way on board, you take it. You need help to get there? Ask me. But for now, me and Mina are here sticking to the eye. She looks at him and smiles. I'll find a way for us all. Thanks, Lem. I'm not going to commit to going with them. That's the danger here, so I'm just going to say thanks, Lem. No, thank you, Sleeper, for coming by. You stand to leave and Mina grabs your hand, eager to give you one more smile. Then you are out, back in the walkways of the low end, already thinking of plans to make this right.